Ari, I know it's still fresh, but how do you feel like how do you feel like the defense took a step overall, and where do you guys still need to go
Pertaining to the season or to the last game?
in a season?
I think we had a lot of improvements this season. I think we made a lot of plays. We won some, came up in some big games, some big team effort wins for us. I think a lot of guys individually took on larger responsibility, larger roles, and excelled in those roles. Obviously, we didn't reach our ultimate goal, which is disappointing. But I think at the same time, we took some steps in the right direction, which it should be exciting for Colts Nation in the years to come.
What,
Like
what do you
that.
think? What do you think you guys need to do to kind of take where you as dominant as you were the first half of the season and be like that the whole way?
We just got to finish. You got to finish. A lot of times we had a lot of self-inflicted, wounds. Few times guys made plays on us, but I think overall we were able to kind of self-scout ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror as a unit, as a group, and then come back next year. Those areas are not, beating yourself. I think sometimes being young and not playing, with everybody for that long. Some of those areas can happen. But I think, we clean those things up, make a few more plays here and there, a couple tip balls go our way and stuff like that. Then I think we'll be right where we want to be.
Mike Chappell.
Khari, how is the player, unless you win your state championship or your college or the Super Bowl, you're going to lose your last game. How do you deal with the sadness of that? I mean, you've been going 100 miles an hour for the last 5 or 6 months, and now you're not. And then knowing that this team won't be together the same next year, go with that.
Yeah, I think, first thing you do is you wind down. I kind of wind my body down, wind my mind down. You've been racing, our mind's been racing, our body's been racing, like you said, 100 miles plus per hour these last few months, so you wind everything down, you spend time with your family, and then you self-scout and reflect and look at ways that you can be better, so that you don't have this feeling next year. I think that's the main thing. And with everything going on, in the world, there's a lot of other things, we can do, we can focus our attention on and stuff like that, kind of to deal with this. But whenever you don't achieve your goal, like you said, it's disappointing. But, you wind down, you look yourself in the mirror. It's a turnover league. So obviously we won't have the exact same roster, but we'll have some core guys back next year. And, we look to regroup and make another run at it.
Thank you.
Kevin Bowen.
Ari, when you look back to yesterday and defending Josh Allen, obviously you had the near pass breakup down the middle and just some of those plays Allen made outside of the pocket. What is the challenge in defending a guy that, can flick of a wrist or make plays with his leg like that?
Yeah, he kept the plays alive. I think when we had him covered, we had him covered. We covered the initial route, and he can run and he can throw it. So, hats off to him. Nothing but respect for those guys. They made the plays they needed to make the win. We didn't. We had our opportunities. We didn't take advantage of all of them that like you need to be a team like that. So he got the arm talent, he got the leg talent, and he gonna make his plays. I don't think we had a turnover yesterday. So that's something that we create all year, and we didn't create that game.
Zach Kiefer.
Corey, you mentioned like you guys beat yourselves and all that. Why was that a thing that was a constant this season? Why was that not something you guys were able to fix late in the year? Because that's got to drive you crazy, especially how many chances you guys gave yourselves yesterday.
I think that's something we got to look at. I mean, I think we had some great moments this year. We had some moments where, we beat ourselves, and we had some moments where we, won in situations where we probably shouldn't have, honestly. But I think that's all part of it. That's all part of this league. I think teams are good enough to take advantage. Quarterbacks are good enough to take advantage, and receivers, running backs, tight ends are good enough to take advantage of you when you make a mistake. And I think that us playing the perfect game, the perfect football game, I haven't seen any of those, honestly. But I think that as long as we continue to take steps in that direction and limit those mental things, the more we play together, the more these core group of guys are here. The more we just develop as a defense, as a culture. I think that the only way you could go is up from there. So I don't know why it kept happening. I don't think it's one particular thing. I'm sure in each game it'd be, this or that or the other. But I think that as long as we can point it out and go into the offseason, it'll be a lot. Going to the offseason, taking that head on, it'll be a lot to digest for the next season and help us out with.
The last one here, Jim Ayala.
Yeah, Khari, I don't know how to even quite phrase this question, but is this the most you maybe needed the end of a season? I mean, I'm looking at the quad, back, shoulder, ribs, you had the concussion. Like it seems like even just in the last month and a half or so, you've been through quite a bit.
Yeah, I didn't want it though. I mean, I feel fine. My ribs, I had some broken ribs or whatever that I was playing through and other stuff like that, but my ribs is fine. My body feels fine. At the end of the season, given where it is, at the end of the season, I feel all right. I mean, I don't feel I feel more disappointed that, we didn't succeed as a team more so than I am as excited to get, rest in my body. That's the last thing I'm worried about. I feel like I have enough time to do that with just the months off. But, I'm definitely looking forward to getting healthy and getting back in the offseason, working on some things that I think I can clean up to help our team win next year.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the shoulder injury you were dealing with this year?
Just a little nicks here and there, just part of the game. Nothing serious.
Thanks,
Both shoulders 100%. Everything 100% now. Ribs healed. Everything feel great.